This is your Uncle TreeJam, and I'm bringing you another episode of Mass Effect 2. Last time we left off, we just finished giving up the FBA couplings to Ken and Gabby, and decided to take a look around the Omega Station. We met some old faces, encountered some new ones, especially the Patriarch, and a very benevolent bartender. But for the time being, it's time for us to go ahead and pick up the slack. It's been a while since I booted up Mass Effect 2, had to take a lot of stuff, just a lot of real life stuff. I'm not going to get into detail on what's been going on, but it's been a while since I actually booted up Mass Effect 2, so kind of get my bearings again. But last time I checked, we have a loyalty mission, or rather not a loyalty mission, recruitment mission, excuse me, coming up. Sorry about that. We have a recruitment mission for the Professor, Mordin Solus. Now, if you know Mordin Solus and his recruitment mission, it's a nice treat, but it is important because we do need to have the upgrades area of the Normandy ready to go, so without Mordin Solus, we cannot actually upgrade any of our gear.
End is not.
We're going to skip the Mad Prophet for now, and let's see if we can listen in on some of the chatter with the district guards. Before we do that, though, Arya T'Loak did mention Mordin Solus and his work at the clinic over in the slums, and he's attempting to cure a plague that's gotten out of control in the station. Now, for some reason, it seems that the plague is targeting non-human races, with the exceptions of the Vorcha, and we're going to find out a little bit more about that. But let's go ahead and take a look down here. And we're going to go ahead and expand it out and read it. Based on what we've gotten from the elusive man, it seems that Mordin Solus is a biological weapons expert and has had some experience in Solarian STG. So, we're recruiting him for his knowledge on technology regarding collector attacks. Don't know exactly how much we'll find out. Well, actually I do know. We played this game before, at least I have. For those of you jumping on board, we're going to find out what Dr. Mordin Solus knows about the collectors. But first we have to take care of the stuff in the quarantine zone, so let's go ahead and do just that.
Complaining is pointless, human. There's a plague. Nobody gets in or out.
You can't keep me out. I live in there.
I'm doing you a favor, lady. If you go in, the guards will cut you down.
You can't do this. Everything I own is in that apartment.
Let's see if we can get another line in.
Complaining is pointless, human. There's a plague. Nobody gets in or out.
You can't keep me out. I live in there.
I'm doing you a favor, lady. If you go in, the guards will cut you down.
You can't
Okay,
do
well,
this.
it seems that's the
Everything
same
I own
line,
is in that
so I'm
apartment.
going to go ahead and just talk to the guard. It's nice to get some unique dialogue every now and then. I don't always go out of my way to, get the ambient dialogue, but when I can, and when I feel like it, it's a real treat.
I told you to get lost, lady. The plague has the whole zone quarantined. Nobody gets in.
I'm human, you ass. Humans can't get the plague. Now let me get my stuff out before looters get it.
This thing affects every other race out there. We're not taking chances. Nobody gets in until the plague has run its course.
So you're saying the slums are completely sealed off?
Finally, a human that can hear. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
You can't keep me out. I'm gonna lose all my stuff.
I'm doing you a favor, human. Anybody in the quarantine zone will be dead from the plague or the gangs in a few weeks.
I didn't think Omega had any kind of law enforcement. Who gave the order to quarantine the slums?
Fresh off the transport, huh? Arya T'Loak calls the shots around here. She's got her little blue hands on every business in this district. And a plague is bad for business. She hired us to keep anyone from entering or leaving the quarantine zone.
It is a good thing to see that business does call for certain levels of public services, but for the time being, I think that we're going to have to talk our way into the district. The area is locked down. I don't think that Arya is giving us the go-ahead to go in there, at least not yet. So let's go ahead and pull our charm out and see if we can try and be diplomatic.
There's a Solarian named Mordin Solus in the slums. I've got to get in there to find him.
The doctor? Yeah, crazy bastard opened a clinic in the district a few months ago. The Blue Suns weren't too happy when he moved in. I hear Mordin's trying to deal with the plague. I wish him luck, but the area is still locked down. Our orders are to wait until either the plague or the Blue Suns kill everyone. Then go in and clean up.
Tell me more about this plague.
It starts out as a cough, then you start coughing blood. And, well, then I shoot you. It affects multiple species. Turians, Solarians, Krogan, you name it. Only humans are immune. And Vorcha, if you count them. An airborne disease that takes down multiple races. Can't let that spread. Hence the quarantine.
I didn't think diseases could cross species barriers. Turians and Solarians can't even eat the same food.
Right. Most people figure that it has to be synthetic. Somebody engineered it. And it either got loose, or they're testing it here. And seeing as how humans are immune to the plague and doing a fair bit of looting, a lot of people think humans made it.
Any idea where I can find Mordin's clinic?
Not a clue. What do you care? Place is quarantined, remember?
Who are the Blue Suns?
Mercenary gang that runs the district. At least they used to. The guys are mostly Turian. I heard the plague hit them pretty hard. Now the whole district is up for grabs. I hear the Vorcha are making a move. Plague can't hurt them. Immune to disease. Just one more reason you don't want to go in there.
Listen, you're stuck here till this quarantine's over. That could take weeks. What you really need is to get this problem solved right now. That's what I do. Solve problems. Let me in and I'll get this district straightened out.
You think you can fix this? Why not? Quarantine is more to keep infected people in anyway. I'll radio ahead, tell them you're coming in.
Wait, you're stopping me, but not them? You son of a bitch.
You don't have a grenade launcher, lady. Get lost.
We're all human. The plague won't affect us. Let's do it.
I'm gonna go ahead and note that it's probably not a good idea that I brought Kasumi along. Kasumi's talents are best for stripping shields, and while that's good for the Blue Suns, may not be good for the Blood Pack. Zaid Masani, on the other hand, does have some... Let's take a look at what he has. He has assault rifles, which are pretty good against armor. Same thing with sniper rifles. And he's got disruptor ammo, so he's pretty much well suited for this mission, I think. But ideally, you're going to want Jacob. Because while the Blue Suns do have shields, you do have the Blood Pack, and you're going to want someone who can use incendiary ammo to take out armor and disable health regen. Unfortunately, we've just sacrificed that. So it's going to be a lot harder for us. But let's see what we can do. Actually, you know what? Oh, you know what? I want to bring Kasumi, but then again, maybe I should just stick with Jacob. Fuck. You know what? Fine. Yeah, like I said, maybe I should just go with Jacob. And I think Miranda's pretty good because she has both Overload and Warp, for shields and for armor and health regen. So she's pretty much a perfect choice. You know what? And she does have a passive squad bonus. I'm gonna go ahead and bring Zaid with me. I'd like to have Miranda on the team, but at the same time, yeah. Not really interested. So, let's go with Zaid and Jacob. Made things a little bit more challenging for us. And you've actually noticed that I've not put any points in operative. What I'm going to go ahead and do is change that right now. I'm going to put 1 point here. And notice that actually does increase some of our values for Paragon and Renegade. I think we're going to need that. Alright, well, not quite what I wanted to do, but, well, there we go. And we're not going to be using anything as far as heavy weapons or metagel. Like I said at the beginning of my Let's Play, I'm intending to minimize the use of both both types of gear. And I think we're set. And Zaid, you can go ahead and use the collector assault rifle. Totally fine. Alright folks, let's go ahead and get this underway. So we're going to go ahead and move down this alley, and if you did not convince the guards when you were trying to walk in here, you may have to fight through some of the security in the station, so just be wary of that.
Got it!
Loud and clear.
Following!
Unfortunately, I'm still kind of used to Mass Effect 1 controls. Mass Effect 1 maps a lot of the interactions to the E button, and Mass Effect 2 changes up for that. This side of the spacebar is pretty much your Omni button, everything button.
Don't shoot, they're cleared to come in.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and...
You got it.
Following!
Got your back.
I'm gonna go ahead and holster my weapon just so I can have a little bit more range on my character's HUD. Kind of see a little bit better, wider field of view. Alright, I think we're good here. And while we're at it, Zaid, I want you to go to cannot talk. Disruptor ammo. Jacob, go to incendiary.
Right!
Change weapons!
I've actually forgotten how good Jennifer Hale's voice sounds. It's been a while, folks. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move up here. We are going to head down the sideway. Now we do have the right to be here. We went ahead and we impressed the guards, so I dare say we've made a few friends. And if we can avoid getting these guys down, that's great. One thing I kind of feel half and half on the issue of gunning down the guards. On one hand, these people are working for Arya T'Loak, so you might want to keep them alive, but on the other hand, it seems that gunning them down isn't really going to piss off Arya in any major way. So, it's like she hired the guards to keep people from going into the Plague District, keep it from spreading across the station, but she seems okay with you gunning down her own security team, so yeah, don't know how I feel about that. I mean, she's not immune, she's Asari, and the Asari are vulnerable. Only humans in Vorcha are immune to the disease.
Good luck in there. The Blue Suns and Vorcha shooting anything that moves.
Alright. So like he said, I think we've got our work cut out for us. I'm gonna go ahead and make a save right here. If anything does go wrong, I'll go ahead and just load from this point. Alright. Let's go ahead and move up.
Lost contact!
And here we have two Blue Sun soldiers.
We've got hostiles! Hostiles incoming! I need cover!
Alright.
This'll put him down!
Guess they just left the dead in the streets.
Plague control at its most basic. Pile the bodies in the street and burn them.
I was gonna say something, but then Jacob decided to distract me with his, impressive... I don't even know what you're doing, pal. Anyway. Okay, Jacob.
I'm here!
Thank you. Oh my god, thank you.
Right with you!
About to say, if you were glitched out, then I would have been real pissed. Anyway, yeah, like Zaid was saying, that they are basically burning the dead in the streets. I don't know how I feel about that kind of disease control. If you have to burn a body that's diseased, has a virus, you might want to burn it in an incinerator. That way you don't have any loose material lifting up into the air that hasn't been completely burned yet, and then, spreading via convection currents. I don't know, that's just the way I think about it. If you're going to burn something and, sterilize an environment through fire, you're going to want to put it in an enclosed chamber, an incinerator. So, a little personal gripe I have with that. We have yet another hacking game. Oh joy. Well, let's go ahead and just get this hacking game done. We do have a Batarian over on the far side of the room, and we're going to want to get to him. But first, let me go ahead and go through some of the areas here. Got some creds. I'm going to leave this guy for now. We're going to come back. Because something we're going to find in this room is going to give some context as to what's happening on the station. One of the things about Omega is that there aren't really any restrictions against, engaging in any racist, if you want to call it hate crimes on the station, you can. This isn't the Citadel, so people are a little bit more free to do what they want, as we saw with the Batarian bartender who poisoned us in the last episode. So, unfortunately, the plague's gonna accelerate some of those tensions. We have two Turians who unfortunately did not make it. Let's go ahead and listen into their last audio logs.
Bastards see us in this room. Said we're infected. Idiots can't tell the difference between the plague and a simple cough. Nothing to do now but sit tight and wait for them to wise up. Good thing we brought a deck of cards. 2 days in. Nobody's even come by to check on us. Never thought the Blue Suns would turn their backs on me. This group used to stand for something. When I get out of here, I'm gonna make them pay.
You gotta admire this guy's, persistence in believing that he doesn't have a plague. You just really can't blame him. I mean, it's nice to kind of delude yourself into thinking you've got some hope.
This isn't doing too good. I think he really does have the plague. Gotta get out of here before he infects me too. Davis died last night. He's still talking to me, though. Good to hear his voice. The company is nice. Nobody should die alone.
Tried to claw his way out. Can't say I wouldn't do the same.
Well, that's unfortunate, but we can't do anything for them, so... We're going to strip the room for any resources that we can use for our mission. We're going to go ahead and move on. So... let's go ahead and move this way. There's a Batarian actually against the wall. It looks like he's not doing too good, so let's move in and see if we can do something.
Human. Should have guessed. Bad enough you infect us with this plague. Now you lack the decency to even wait until I die before you come to steal my possessions.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Get away from me, human. Your kind has done too much already. Your plague did this to me. Your feigned pity is the final insult.
Humans didn't create this plague.
Lies drip from your mouth like the blood from my sores. The proof is there for all to see. Your species is the only one that does not succumb to the virus. Yours and the wretched Vorcha.
I need to find Mordin Solus.
Humans looking for the human sympathizer. I hope the Vorcha burned Mordin and his clinic to the ground. I hope you... I hope... Damn it! Damn you!
Hey, stay with me. This won't cure the plague, but it might help a bit.
You helped me. Why?
It's what I do. I don't know if I can find a cure for this plague, but I'm gonna try.
Your words sound... sincere. Maybe it's the fever. But as you said, what have I to lose? What do you wish to know?
When I find Mordin, I'll tell him about you. If he has a cure, I'll make sure someone gets it to you.
Thank you. My time is running short, but at least you have given me a flicker of hope to brighten the darkness of my final hours. I don't want to die. Whatever Mordin is, I will risk it if he can reach me.
What makes Mordin worse than dying from the plague?
The Blue Suns tried to press him for protection money. He killed them, stunned them with some kind of toxin, then gunned them down. He's not just a doctor. Doctors don't execute people and display the bodies as a warning.
I need to find Mordin Solus.
He has a clinic on the far side of the district. He's taking in refugees, offering to help those infected with the plague. I was afraid to go to him before. He is dangerous, but perhaps he can help.
Why are you so convinced humans are behind this outbreak?
The plague is too potent to be a naturally occurring virus. Airborne transmission across numerous species, near perfect mortality rate. It had to be created in a lab. And since humans are the only species not affected, there is only one logical conclusion.
Aren't the Vorcha immune to the plague? What if they spread the virus so they could take over the district?
Vorcha are immune to disease. A human-created plague wouldn't affect them. But if the Vorcha created the plague, why wouldn't it affect humans? Besides, the Vorcha aren't smart enough to make a virus like this. They're scavengers. Sorry, human. You may not want to believe it, but all the evidence points to your species.
You were talking about Vorcha earlier.
Before the quarantine, the Blue Suns controlled this district. But as their numbers fell to the plague, Vorcha moved in. The Blue Suns are fighting to protect their territory. But as the plague spreads, it's only a matter of time until the Vorcha overwhelm them.
This is pretty much the same option that we saw before with the other dialogue. What I'm going to go ahead and do is close out. I think we've just gotten the majority of what we need for info from this guy.
I should go.
Goodbye, human.
So far, it seems that the plague that we're dealing with is not a natural plague. It probably was created in a lab. It has near-perfect mortality and transmission across numerous species, so... And it seems that the Vorcha have conveniently decided to expand after this plague, so it doesn't really paint a very good picture for the Vorcha. But then again, no one believes the Vorcha are smart enough to make a disease like this, so unfortunately, it seems like humans are being witch hunted here.
Right! Loud and clear. With you, Shepard.
And once again, I'm using the E button, not the space bar. I have a feeling it's going to be a very hard habit to break now. I'm just waiting to make a mistake when I do these hacking puzzles and challenges. I'm just waiting for the day that I make a mistake. You're just waiting for it. But here we have another sad story. It seems that we have a Batarian who unfortunately succumbed. So let's go ahead and listen to his last moments.
The Blue Suns came by this morning and did something to my door. Now it won't open. Turned out the circuits maybe. They said they were trying to control the spread of the plague. But I'm not even infected. Damn Batarians. Must be some kind of extortion racket. Trap me in here for a day or two, then offer to let me out if I pay them off.
Doesn't look like he was coughing, so I'm not quite sure if he starved to death or if the plague got to him. I'm guessing they're not going to live for more than several days without food. He's not going to need the money, so let's go ahead and be really, really great people and just steal from a dead person. Yeah.
The Blue Suns came by this morning and did something to my door. Now it won't open. Burned out the circuits, maybe.
Okay. I think I'm running just a little bit, taking a little bit too long. We are going to need to... I think what's going to happen is after this little portion coming up, I may decide to just end the video and start a new episode.
I've got nothing! Hostiles incoming. Taking position. Sure thing. Humans, don't let them spread the plague. Grabbing cover.
Actually, you know what, Jacob?
Right. Going to cover.
Hang on a second. Let's see if we can get it.
Fire! Tag!
Didn't quite do what I wanted it to do, so...
Hostile, the hell of a shot.
Can't see him!
Terrible shot.
That was pretty. That's a nice trick. I've got visuals! Grabbing cover!
Yeah. For some reason today I'm having a hard time leading my target.
Get over here!
Having a hard time doing that. I should not be doing this terribly. But we can make up for that. By doing this.
Gravity's what we eat, brother, huh? Anyone else want some?
A nice shot, Saeed. We have a Legionnaire. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can...
Going to cover!
See if I can save some ammo here.
Firing concussive!
And the idea is just to use my powers to kind of whittle them down a bit.
Shot!
Not very good against shields, but the idea is that we're going to save some ammo.
Have a nice trip.
There we go.
Lost contact!
Okay. Do your thing, Saeed.
Hell of a shot.
Hopefully I'll be able to get my shit together, because when it comes to getting used to the mechanics of not pressing the E and spacebar button. I'm gonna need to train myself out of that tendency. But let me go ahead and salvage this real quick. And I think we're gonna call it a vid. Next time I'm gonna go ahead and head down and collect any loot from down here. In fact, I might just go ahead and do that now because I don't know if those thermal clips will still be there. I don't even know if thermal clips even stay after a fight if you load from a save. So let's collect these. And hopefully this will be the start of a readjustment period to Mass Effect 2. But for the time being, I think we're set. We have one room over here that's locked off, and if you did decide to come down here and fight these guys, you could use these containers to your advantage if you wanted to, but the problem here is that you have to leave yourself open to any enemies in this area, so it may not be worth it. Especially if that Legionnaire closes range, you're gonna have some problems. But like I said, one step at a time, we'll get used to playing Mass Effect 2 again. But until then, this is a GreatTreeJam. I'm going to go ahead and call it here, folks. So I just want to wish you guys a happy day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you might be in this universe or the next. We have a plague to take care of, and we need to reach Mordin Solus and figure out what his plans are for this area. But until then, hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see you around.